Skog Hudunyak. Good evening. Munchugim Tashquint. Munimishki Chugim with Michael. Good evening. My name is Michael Tashquint. My traditional last name is from my great-grandfather, Tashquint. I'm here in the village of Komot. Southwest is what they call the Estrella Mountains, but to us we call it Komot Doak. Komot Doak means thick mountain.
You got 28 years sobriety.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What made you start that journey?
93, I lost my brother up the road here. He got hit. We were going up to go get some more beer and everything like that. We're coming back and we were just coming up the road here. Just on the other side there were those houses on that side began. This people hit a horse. You know, the woman, you could see where she hit the windshield. Her face is all bloody. As we were going by, the door on the driver's side was open and there was a guy laying on. So I told my cousin, pull up behind him. They pulled up behind him. My brother already jumped out and he ran over there. Just when I got out, I heard my brother go to the other side and he was checking on the woman. And I heard my cousin yelling out, "Chris, look out, there's a car coming, there's a car coming." And then next thing I know, my brother was standing with the door here and he was waving his hands like this. Well, they missed the car, but they hit him right there and it just went over him and everything like that. I got out of the back seat of the car and I just turned and I looked and I seen him get hit his head and brains, blood and everything like that. And I was over him like this, I was laying on top of him like this and I kept telling him, don't leave me, I need you. You're the one that's holding my leash. My brother was the guy, more or less controlled me. If I was gonna kick somebody's ass, he would say, "Go kick their ass." And I say, "Really?" And I go over there and kick their ass. I ended up getting deep into drugs. I didn't give a shit about anybody. The final point came was that one night, I guess we were sitting there drinking and everything like that. And I was sitting there rolling up joints, sprinkling with coke, like that, and rolling them up, getting ready to smoke. And after that, I got sick. I almost died. And that's what kind of snapped me out of it. Whatever happened to me. My dad, my brother came. And I remember going in. you know how the lights are on top of us? And I remember looking up like that and watching like that. And I just seen them going, choo, 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 choo. And I was out. So I just woke up and I said, "What the hell?" And then the nurse came around and she goes, "Oh, you're awake. You're back." I said, "What?" And then she goes, what day is this?" I said, "Wednesday evening." And she looked at me. She goes, "No." She goes, "This is Saturday evening. You've been out for the past 3 days. Your family's about ready to bring in the priest to give you last rites because you weren't going to make it." I said, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, we're about ready to die." I remember I started walking and I was going in something like gray. It was just all gray. And all of a sudden out of this side, I seen this black figure come out like that, And I heard my brother start laughing. He goes, "What are you doing here? You don't belong here. It's not your time." The other side, I seen another figure on this side. My dad, I heard his voice. "This is not your time," he said. "You need to go back. Come on, we'll take you back." And as they were coming back, they started telling me about sobering up, changing my life, doing the things I needed to do. Woke up and that's when I woke up in the hospital. And so after that, that's when I decided I gotta quit. So they took me and sent me down to chemo, and that's when I found out I had PTSD.
It feels like this world is losing its soul and losing its culture a little bit. Can you speak to that from your lens?
I can understand that, and I know what you're talking about because our young kids, they're not picking it up. They don't know too much about the history and the culture of our people, especially grandparents that went to boarding school. In the boarding schools, they were stripped of their identity, their hair was cut, they were forbidden to speak the language. A lot of elders are embarrassed or ashamed to speak the language to their children and tell them the stories and all of that. Growing up here, my family made me understand who I am. They made me speak English first, but I asked them, "Why'd you teach me English first?" They said, "Because if you learn Pima, it would be hard for you to learn English." And from there, my grandparents and family helped, raise me and teach me my traditions. So trying to keep that up to the kids now. A lot of kids, they just don't know.
White man society. What comes to mind when you think of that phrase?
The coming of the Europeans, from the Spanish coming through the islands, Puerto Rico, Cuba, from there establishing their ports and everything like that, and then from there coming across to Mexico, to South America, enslaving the indigenous people, all for gold, silver, and land and everything else like that. Then again, too, the Europeans, the French, the English. The Dutch, they say, were the only people that kind of took care of the native peoples. But when you look into the history of the English, Spanish, and the French, they stole, they conquered, they lied, they paid for the bounties of scalps, all of them, Spanish, French, English, women, children, elders. Thing about the border, they talk about all the people that are from Mexico and on that way. Those are indigenous people, even the Mexicans. That's not the right word for Mexico, it's Mexica. That's the thing about the white man's society, the Europeans coming here and just trying to make us and totally assimilate us.
What are some spiritual beliefs of this land?
When the son married, he brought his wife home. If the sister married, she married out of the family.
What are the biggest challenges facing this community?
We're doing good. I can't really say anything wrong or anything bad. Through the casino revenues, the tribe is taken care of. There's money through the gaming compact that goes to all 7 districts here. That money helps take care of,
What kind of benefits do tribal members receive from the casino?
Nothing really from the casino. The only thing you get is just the per cap that we get every month. I mean, every 4 months, every quarterly. But like I was saying,
Is it the same for everybody, or does it change by age, or how do they?
No,
figure
it's
out?
the same. It's the same. It's set at one set amount, but it's different. Each quarterly is different, depending on what these casinos make. My first house, my mom and dad built themselves. Second house, the Bureau of Indian Affairs built that for me. Then this one is the tribe built this for me.
Wow.
And again, it's in the gaming compact that homes are supposed to be provided for all enrolled tribal members.
Final thoughts you have, or anything you would like to say to the audience out there?
I just turned 70. I go to the gym all the time. I wanted to do with my wife to go in there and put it on our Facebook. Here I am, my birthday, 70 years old, still working out, Come on in and come work out with me. Diabetes is a very, very high thing here on my reservation.
From what I saw with the numbers, it's over half.
Yeah. At one time, I was like close to 800 pounds. Right now, I'm probably bouncing between 320 and 290 maybe. Since you're finishing up and you're getting ready to go home, this is called the Going Home song. Hey,
And with that, folks, thank you for joining us on this adventure. We'll see you next week.
Hey, Hey, Gam ko yai go him.